Good afternoon and welcome to News 11. I'm Hope Winter. Good afternoon and welcome to News 11. I'm Hope Winter. Good afternoon and welcome to News 11. I'm Hope Winter.
And I'm Topher Elkins.
We've got a lot of news to cover today, so let's jump right in. Colleges around the Buffalo area are trying to find the safest way for their students to flip their tassels during the pandemic. And some colleges are finding a hybrid way to celebrate commencement this year. And one region in New York State that's having a little more difficulty with its vaccine rollout, the Southern Tier. Due to the projected $1 million budget deficit FSA faces at the end of the semester, there's been minor cutbacks on dining services that are offered on campus. These cutbacks include closing almost all lecture hall cafes, shortening Starbucks hours, and Tim Hortons is currently closed completely on the weekends. Anyone that feels uncomfortable donating in person during a pandemic, you can go to the Red Cross website to find out more ways to help out during Red Cross Month. The Big Cheeseburger was added to the menu this past Tuesday, and on Wednesday they ran out of burgers. Keith says that they have stocked up as much as they can to prepare them for the expected busy weekend. Whether it's downhill skiing here at Emory Park, to sledding here at Chestnut Ridge Park, Erie County parks are now open for business and are free for the community to use. Sand, debris, and concrete blocks? Some residents that live by Dunkirk break wall recently woke up to find that their lakeside property got closer to the water than usual. On the night of Halloween, high waves of Lake Erie flooded past the break wall, damaging the barrier blocks and leaving them looking like crooked teeth with braces. Residents that live along the road of the break wall haven't been able to use the road since Halloween, and people are starting to wonder how long it'll take the city of Dunkirk to come clean up the mess. With the wall left in shambles, residents nearby are wondering why it broke.
It was just built a couple years ago, and it seemed like it was built pretty good, and it was way better than the last wall, so I was kind of surprised that it, collapsed.
As St. George Enterprises, a local construction company, built the wall 3 years ago from blueprints that the city engineer at the time gave to them. The top layer of the wall was built with gravity blocks that are puzzled together and held together by their own weight. The son of the owner of St. George Enterprises told us that this tactic is a proven system, and they are surprised that the barrier broke. The current city engineer, Andy Bone, told us that this Halloween was the perfect storm that the blocks couldn't handle. Bone also said that it could be a quick fix of just replacing the blocks on top. But if they are just replacing the blocks, how will they prevent this from happening again?
Resetting them and then maybe doweling, including some dowels and rebar and shoring them up a little bit better.
According to Bone, another possible renovation idea would be adding more segmented break walls offshore. As to where the money will come from to fix the seawall is still up to debate. The city spent $4 million on it just 3 years ago. The city is currently looking into emergency funds and disaster relief funds. Until any funds are concrete, residents will have to deal with the mess possibly up until the end of winter. Reporting from Dunkirk, New York, I'm Hope Winter, News 11. As the sun sets over another day at Fredonia, the prices of food continue to rise each year. Here at SUNY Fredonia, your meal plan does not only pay for the college essentials, but also this piece of property nearby that's not easily accessible for students to get to. The College Lodge, located 15 minutes away in Brockton, New York, was purchased during the Great Depression as a place for students to have a place to get away and enjoy the outdoors while they work towards their degrees. However, the upkeep of the lodge itself is causing an annual loss for the school. The Faculty Student Association, also known as FSA, is the nonprofit corporation that handles all food facilities on campus. FSA is also responsible for this piece of property, and they have access to the funds from student meal plans to pay for the property upkeep. According to the 2020-21 budget plan, FSA was planning on spending $88,000 for the total upkeep for the lodge itself and planned to make a total of $34,000 in revenue by the end of the year. However, the coronavirus pandemic swooped in and took that revenue down to nothing.
Because we're a corporation, all our expenses get lumped together at the end of the day, and we are basically subsidizing the College Lodge of about $100,000 a year, and have been since 1971. This isn't something new.
But how much of students' lunch money is used towards this piece of property?
Let's try to put it simply, if we're gonna lose $100,000 a year on the property, and we generate, I'm just gonna make the math kind of simple, about $12 million a year of revenue. So of your meal plan money, then say about 0.8% would go to subsidize the college lodge.
By the end of this year, Western New York Land Conservancy is planning on purchasing 168 acres of the forest land for $300,000. However, even with that one-time revenue coming into FSA, it will not change the price structure for food on campus and will not prevent FSA from taking the money from students' meal plans to fund pieces of property. FSA takes another $100,000 to fund the alumni house that is located right on the edge of campus. This means a total of $200,000 is taken out of students' meal plans each year. Mike Metzer has a plan to make students' money used only for facilities they have access to.
What we need to do at a minimum is make those break even. So the majority of the issues with the students paying for things that they were not receiving was associated with those two properties. Till we get the ownership moved, unfortunately, FSA is going to incur that expense or that indebtedness.
So until the ownership of these properties are put into someone else's hands, every tap you scan on campus is helping FSA fund the lost revenue of these properties. I'm Hope Winter, News 11.